Hello guys, this is part 2 of our series on Python programming. So in this video, I will show you how to write a code that can calculate the area and the perimeter of a circle. So if you haven't subscribed, just go below there and click on subscribe so that you'll be able to see our future videos. Okay, in this channel, we've got lots and lots of videos. We've got a series on Python, also even a series of on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and also another series on the general knowledge about computers. Okay, so now let's go into our Python program. So in this program, we are going to develop a program that calculates the area and the perimeter of a circle when after you've entered the radius. Okay, so I'll start with putting in constant. So for you to be able to calculate now the perimeter and the area of a circle, you need pi. Okay, so I'll start by declaring my value of pi. So I'll come here, and then I'll say new file, and then now I can program now in this text editor. Okay, so pi is equal to, I'll use the value 3.14, and then my variable, this is a constant, because pi we know from mathematics that the value of pi is always constant, so that is called a constant. But I also need variables that will be area and perimeter. So I'll start with perimeter. So my perimeter, I'll initialize it to 0. Every time that you are doing your coding, all the variables, you should initialize them to 0 in the beginning, so that as you go now, you'll be loading the true values. Okay, so perimeter is equal to 0, and area as well is equal to 0. Okay, so I'm done now assigning values to my variables. Now we go to inputting the radius. So let me just leave space so that at least my program will be a bit presentable. Okay, so inputting our values like we did on the first program that we did. So this one now I'll say my r, so my radius I'll just write r, but not radius in full, will be equal to, it will be int, or let me use float. Let me use float. So remember on our previous we talked about the different types of data types. So you can just go back to part 1 and watch that video for you to be able to know the different data types, why we use float and why we use int and other data types. So just go back to our previous video, then you'll be able to know the difference. Okay, so this one now, and then now we'll put our brackets, and then float inputs, and then inside the brackets now we're saying enter the radius, enter the radius of the circle. Okay, so for you to be able to understand the syntax now, you have to go back to that video with the basics, and then from there you'll be able to follow on this one. Okay, so with this one now we are done entering the value. This program, you only need one input, that is the radius. So from there now we go to the formulas. So the formulas, we start with the perimeter. So perimeter is equal to, from mathematics, is 2 times pi times the radius. So it will be 2 times pi, of which our pi there is pi, times the radius, which is r, and then the area is equal to, that will be 2 pi, that will be pi r squared. So you can just write it as pi times r times r. So pi r times r is the same as r squared. So now we are done putting our formulas. Now we go to the next section, which is output. So output, it will be print, and then our brackets, and then on this one I'll just make it simple to say print area is equal to and perimeter is equal to. So I'll start with perimeter. Okay, and then this has to be in quotes. This has to be in quotes. Okay. Okay, and then there's a comma there. So the syntax, now for you to understand the syntax, you will have to go back and watch the other video on the part 1 video, that you'll be able to follow on this one, because with this one now I'm not going to repeat the things that we did on our last video. So you can just go back on part 1 and then watch the whole video, and from there now you'll be able to understand this one. All right, and then we also have to print the area. So in quotes there we say area, then space is equal to, and then outside there you put your area. Okay, so let's see if there are any errors. Okay, we've assigned our values there. This is a constant, this is a constant, these are variables, perimeter and area, and then inputs here is here we are is equal to float, and then perimeter is equal to that one. Okay, so now let's see if our program is going to run. Okay, so far you can take a calculator and you compare the values that you'll be getting and the values that you get when you're doing it manually. Okay, so here we can just save, and then let's save this as QA. Okay, and then from there now we can run. Okay, so it says enter the radius of the circle, so I'll just put 10 and then I say enter. So if you use a calculator now, the area here I'm getting is 314, because if you say 10 times 10 you get 100, and then if you say 100 times 3.14 you get 314. So it means now our code is working properly. And then let's change numbers and see if we still get the same answer. So here we used float, so we can also put in a decimal number. So let me just put 4.915. Then I'll say enter. So can you see that we still get answers because we have used float, because with float now it also accommodates decimal numbers. Okay, so our perimeter for this one, for this circle with 4.915 will be equal to 30.8662, and area will be equal to 75 for that one. Now let's change to int now and see if there will be any difference. So if I put int here and then I save, Control S, and then I run F5, and then let's start with integer numbers. So I'll start with 9. So if I say 9, it's not giving me an error because 9 is an integer. So perimeter will be equal to that and area will be equal to that. Okay, now let's go back and run again, putting a decimal number to see if it's going to give us an error. So F5 for running, and then enter the radius of the circle. I'm going to enter 8.5 and then say, so can you see that it's giving us an error? So if I can just do like this, so that you'll be able to see. So it says now it's invalid because you're supposed to put in an integer. It says int with base 10. You need to say it has to be an integer. So when you are done with programming, you also have to do what is called testing of the program. You have to test with valid inputs and also with invalid inputs, so that you'll be able to see if your program is working smoothly. Okay, so this was part 2 of our series on Python. So make sure you subscribe so that you see our future videos. Okay, bye for now.